Alrighty, welcome in NRL Picks and Preview, part of the Play-by-Play podcast, Season 5, with you once again. NRL 2026 kicks off this weekend, Vegas Round 1. It's so exciting. And over the last 5 years, myself and the King Regos, we've been giving you all the picks. We are back to do it again in Season 2026. But my name is Jordan Hughes, and normally to my left is the great man, the King Regos, and he's gone missing once again. Regs, where are we now?
Geordie, you're probably wondering, where am I? And why have I missed 12 of your missed calls? Well, to be honest with you, I'm not actually sick. I'm just here in Whistler, Canada.
There you go. Turns out he's not sick, the big King Regos, but he is doing the work over in Canada. What a backdrop he has got going on, and plenty of picks for you coming your way. Before all of that, let's go to our season predictions. Top 8 for 2026. Now, for mine, this is how I see it playing out. Done the research, done the best I can. Let's see what we go. So, first place, Panthers. Second, Roosters. Third, Broncos. Fourth, Storm. Fifth, Bulldogs. Sixth, Raiders. Seventh, Dolphins. And sneaking in the Parramatta Eels with Moses and Pezzett steering the ship. That is my top 8. That's how I see it playing out for season 2026. Regan, how do you see it?
Oh, Geordie, welcome back to another year of the potty. Here we are with King's top 8 picks of the NRL season. In first place, we're going with the Doggies. Second place, the Storm. Third place, we'll go with the Panthers. And fourth place with the Broncos. Now the next ones I'm going with, top 5. Sharks, Rabbits, Roosters, and the Warriors. That's my top 8. On the verge of that, we're looking at Canberra, Manly, and Cowboys all fighting for a top 8 spot. Those are my top 8 picks for 2026. And now we move on to the GF. In the GF, I think it's going to be the Broncos versus the Panthers. To be honest with you, I think Broncos will go back-to-back.
All right, let's waste no time now. Let's get into round 1, Vegas picks and preview. 2 games coming away from Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. Very exciting times for the NRL. Year 3, I believe, for Vegas. So it's going to be very exciting once again. But let's see how we can go on the picks front. Firstly, the Knights and the Cowboys, $2.45. The Knights, the Cowboys, $1.57. The Lions, $4.50. So both of these sides named full-strength teams. Obviously, the big-name recruit, Dylan Brown, he headlines the Newcastle Knights. Ponga's back from injury. Can those two spark something for what they need to be a very important season for them? Justin Holbrook, he's their new coach for the Knights. Many questions for the Knights. The Cowboys, all the pressure on Todd Payten. The coach's hot seat, well and truly on his demand this year. Tom Dearden will steer the ship. He's their main man. Scotty Drinkwater needs a big season as well for the Cowboys. Jeremiah Nanai, he'll be back in a few weeks after that shoulder injury. Murray Tuolangi, there's still plenty of strike power. Reid Marnie, a new signing as well from the Bulldogs, so he needs to have a good showing. Can they get off to a hot start this weekend? They are the favourites over in Vegas. A couple of stats for you. The Knights have lost their last 9, so they didn't finish the year very well in 2025. The favourite have covered their last 6 Newcastle games, which would be the Cowboys in this contest. Dom Young scored in his last 5 versus the Cowboys. And on the other side, Tom Dearden scored a try in his last 5 versus the Knights. So, bit of options there on the try-scoring front. Marju scored in his last 5 of 6. Always good for a 4-pointer. Is the dominant winger on the flanks. For me this week, I don't know why the spread and the line and the money line pricing is so out. Like, why are the Cowboys the favourites in this? All the pressure's on Todd Payten. Then team is good, but is it good enough to beat the Knights? The Knights seem to be stacked. They got Bradman Best, they got Ponga, they got Dylan Brown. He's no slouch. Fletcher Sharp comes into the mix. So for me, I reckon the Knights can get the job done here. So bit of an upset to get things going. I like the Knights at the bare minimum plus the 4.5 to keep it close. But I'll take the Knights money line for me. I like them to get it done in the opener. I'll take Dom Young for a try and Tom Dearden to score a try as well. Of course, remember these fields in Vegas, 7 metres narrower. So a bit of a tighter contest. Maybe we see less expensive rugby league. I'm not sure. So we'll see how that one pans out. Reeks, how do you see this one?
Cowboys, I'm interested to see Drinkwater, he's the man, and Reid Marnie. For try scorers for them, I've got Murray Tuolangi at that left edge, Burns out the right, and Drinkwater to score a try. On the other side, we've got a dangerous left edge with Ponga, Sharp, Lucas, and Bradman Best. That's a very dangerous edge. So I think there's going to be a lot of tries scored, and the Cowboys will get the win 1-12, high scoring game, over 45 points.
Next up, we have the Bulldogs and the Dragons. $1.38 the Bulldogs. The Dragons, $3.10. The line is 8.5. No one believes the Dragons can get near the Doggies in the opener. And the stats would suggest that the Dogs have won the last 5 versus the Dragons. The Dogs have also failed, though, to cover their last 5 of 6. Stephen Crichton, the absolute weapon that is for the Bulldogs, he's scored a try in his last 3 or 4 round 1 games. There's a good stat there. I like that. So Crichton will be fired up for a big showing for the Doggies. But the Dogs have lost their first half in the last 5 of 6. They're always slow starters. So can the Dragons start off hot and get off to a flying start? So there's a good bet there. Take the Dragons to win the first half. Try scorers for me, I like Sloane for a try for the Dragons. I like a Jacob Preston in a barnstorming run off the hip of his halves to crash over from close quarters. Now, I reckon the Dragons can push the Dogs here. Everyone's going to say the Bulldogs are going to win and win by quite a few, which I reckon Reegs may say the same here. But for me, I reckon the Dragons can hang around. The bare minimum, I'm taking the Dragons plus the 8.5. And just to keep it close, I'll go Bulldogs 1-12. But I'll tell you what, I don't mind the Dragons for a roughie. They'll be up to play, and they have all the doubters to prove wrong, so they could do a job. But I'll go the Dogs 1-12, but the Dragons plus the 8.5 for me. Sloane and Preston for try scorers.
Now in game 2 in Las Vegas, we have the Dogs versus St. George Illawarra Dragons. For me, the Dogs can do it anywhere. Forwards, middles, backs, wherever you call it. I think the Dogs get a lot of tries. And with St. George, I think they're really lacking in the forwards and in the halves there. So for me, Dogs 13 plus. Let's kick some ass.
There we go. The Reegs, the king from Canada on the slopes, living his best life, giving you all the picks for you. Vegas this weekend is going to be huge. Our top rate, our predictions are ready to go. We'll be back next week for the official round 1. I'll have this man alongside me once again. Until then, have a great weekend. We'll see you then.